So here we are with our new NCIA Civic Field Guide, and we spent 3 years developing the evidence, the insights, the tools to go in it. So Laura, I've got a question for you. Have we finally cracked civic university success?
No. And you know what? I think it's actually the most honest thing that we could say. The 14 waypoints that we've developed, they're not the end point, are they?
No, not at all. I think what we've really learned is that the legacy won't be our guide itself. It's going to be what people do with it. It's going to be the change that they make in their places, in their communities.
Exactly. Do you remember when we were developing that coastal path metaphor? These waypoints are like the signs that tell you what's ahead and where you are. They don't walk the path for you.
Yeah, and I think that metaphor really kept coming back, didn't it? Because we realised that we're not creating a prescription here. We're creating navigation tools. 3 years of really intensive evidence gathering, and what we've discovered is there is no one-size-fits-all approach. I mean, we did know that from the beginning.
But what we do have is this incredible insight from all the universities that we've worked with. Adam, I still can't believe how generous everyone's been, sharing what worked, but also being brutally honest about all of the setbacks that they've faced.
Yeah, and those interactions really changed how we shaped this project, didn't they? I mean, universities helping others to navigate the challenges that they perhaps once faced alone. That's where these waypoints really come from. It's not just from the theory, it's from the practice as well.
Which is why we organised everything around the 7 terrains of civic engagement. So Adam, can you walk us through the 7 Ps?
Yeah, so we've got people, place, partnership, policy, practice, purpose, and process. There's 2 waypoints that we've got in every terrain, so there's 14 altogether. And I think one thing I'm really proud of is how we've avoided hierarchy in this.
Yeah, so there's no waypoint 1 or waypoint 2 or waypoint 3 or waypoint 14. Each one's equally important because civic engagement is this complex ecosystem where everything connects. So how about we start with purpose? Because that felt fundamental to me when we were developing all of this.
I think it did to both of us, right? Our first waypoint there is about embedding civic engagement as a core university mission, and that's such a crucial insight from our work. It really can't be a nice add-on.
I know. We kept seeing universities where civic engagement was marginalised and just left to like a few passionate people. But civic universities position it as a core mission throughout everything they do. Teaching, research, knowledge exchange, estates management.
And I think it requires what we call systematic institutionalisation. It's about building robust accountability system. It's about clear policies. It's about strategic oversight. Senior leaders have to champion this work through deliberate design.
The other purpose waypoint really interests me. So discovering synergies between local engagement and global activities. And this challenges that false choice. So the idea that you've got to choose one or the other, doesn't it?
Yeah, completely, Laura. I think we found that deep community roots actually strengthen broader influence rather than limiting it. Local challenges often reflect global phenomena. So innovations developed locally often have much more worldwide application.
So universities are becoming these crucial hubs, connecting global knowledge and networks with local people. Universities become crucial hubs. So they're connecting global knowledge networks with local people, simultaneously being local and global.
And speaking of people, that's our next terrain. This one really transformed my thinking about building community relationships. And our first waypoint here is about partnering with communities through co-design and lived experience.
And that was just huge for us, wasn't it? Positioning communities as equal partners through the entire process. It's not that the universities are givers and that communities are receiving something, but it's like genuine partnership from identifying needs to then implementing the solutions as well.
And centering lived experience as genuine expertise. People navigating challenges daily, they're the ones with those invaluable insights that are essential to build effective, contextually appropriate responses.
So our second people waypoint focuses on cultivating belonging and active citizenship through civic experience.
Yeah, universities can foster democratic participation by creating meaningful civic experiences, real-world challenges that matter to communities, not just abstract exercises. Developing active citizenship skills whilst building deeper connections to their places.
So the ultimate goal is to have confident, capable citizens who really connect and have a sense of belonging in their communities. So shall we move on to place?
Yeah, place really brings home the importance of thinking about different scales. So our first waypoint here is about embedding hyper-local working alongside strengthening strategic relationships. And that came from seeing universities really wrestle with that balance between hyper-local and strategic.
They need deep neighbourhood level relationships whilst building strategic regional partnerships. It's multi-scale thinking that enables meaningful contribution to immediate neighbourhoods whilst leveraging that broader network of people who can help.
Absolutely. And Laura, our infrastructure waypoint ties in very nicely here because universities can really boost their impact by sharing their infrastructure. And it's all about physical, social, and cultural infrastructure. I think this came from recognising there's so much underutilisation of the university's assets in the community.
Definitely. If we think about physical infrastructure sharing, so that's the opening up of your facilities and your campus to the local community. You've got the social infrastructure, and that's providing everyone access to your networks. And then finally, we've got that cultural infrastructure, and that's the less tangible but really important function of a university. All these things put together improve people's opportunities and therefore society itself.
Yeah, I think it really challenges us to think about, our buildings and our campus as important as they are, but it also gets us thinking about the social capital generated by the ways in which we work, the communities that we engage with, and the unique contexts of our places. And partnership builds on this, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, it does. So our first partnership waypoint is about building collaborations around a shared challenge. So that might be like climate change or public health or economic development. So we learned that focused collaborations are a really great way to bring people together.
And crucially here, universities contribute their distinctive capabilities, their research expertise, their analytical skills, the energy of their students, and the way that they bring people together and convene groups, whilst learning from others' practical knowledge, being genuine collaborative partners and not presumed leaders.
And the other partnership waypoint that focuses on authentic, equitable, place-based partnerships. So built on that recognition of a diverse sense of experience, authentic power sharing, and sustained commitment to that mutual benefit.
And this is about universities as important, but not dominant players within local collaborative ecosystems. It sometimes means decentering the university. Some of the strongest partnerships start with universities asking not, what can we do for you, but what are you already trying to achieve and how can we contribute to that? Now, practice is where we really turn all of this thinking into action, isn't it, Laura?
Yeah, definitely. So our first practice waypoint is about measuring civic impact through both numbers and stories. And that came from seeing lots of universities trying to really choose one or the other.
Yeah, and numbers and stories, they're both essential. Universities need systems that document measurable outcomes, but they also need that rich narrative about how these ways of working affect real people's lives.
Yeah. Our second practice waypoint, that's about embedding civic responsibility across your whole university practice and really reflecting the real needs of local people.
Yeah, and true civic credibility emerges when universities systematically embed civic responsibility throughout all that they do. It's about procurement, it's about employment, it's about student services, it's about sustainability, it's about your estates.
And that's a really good segue into our next terrain, which is process. And this is all about how universities organise and then govern themselves.
And our first process waypoint, which is about mapping and coordinating across a full range of civic themes and activities, this addresses something that we kept seeing, which is isolated pockets of really excellent civic practice that just didn't connect together.
Yeah, definitely. It's comprehensive mapping of all that great work and creating a strategic coordination. So identifying synergies and then also avoiding duplication. Universities need ways of capturing civic engagement across all of their departments.
And that's really important for the next waypoint, which is about learning. Learning systematically from that evidence and experience that establishes a feedback loop that captures insights from successes and challenges that you faced along the way.
Because we both know civic, it's just not that linear path. It's a cycle of continuous improvement, understanding that what works in different contexts and why, and then applying that learning.
And our final terrain, policy.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura, this terrain felt particularly complex as we developed it.
Yeah, definitely. So our first waypoint, navigating multi-level policy landscapes strategically, requires a real in-depth awareness of the policy environment. And universities need to understand how national, regional, and local policies all interact together.
It's a lot to think about. Using this knowledge to position civic work strategically, how to access funding, how to advocate for improvements. Some challenges require you to coordinate policy engagement across multiple scales.
So our final waypoint is contributing evidence to policy development means translating your university's research into practical policy insights.
So this is about building trust with policymakers and ensuring that community perspectives help inform policy development. It's about doing rigorous research that deeply connects to community priorities and informing decision-making that actually affects real people's lives.
So Adam, we've got 14 waypoints across 7 terrains, but coming back to the original question, have we cracked civic university success?
We haven't, Lauren. And that's not failure. It's a recognition that these waypoints are tools, they're not solutions. The real work lies in how people implement them.
It's like having a really excellent map that's not going to stop us falling off the cliff.
Well, that's a bit dramatic, but I know exactly what you mean.
There's just not a one-size-fits-all approach that guarantees you some success. It's a rich, diverse area of work, and it's got to be based on real values, principle, and that deep commitment.
Yeah. There's no magic formula here. The power to change lies with the practitioners and the academics, not with us as the guide writers. The real legacy will be in the actions that people take, the changes they now go and make in their communities.
And what stands out for me about all these waypoints is how they all connect. You can't do authentic partnership without embedding civic responsibility across all your practices.
Yeah, you can't cultivate belonging without sharing your infrastructure. You can't navigate policy without systematic learning. It's an ecosystem approach where everything connects.
And that's what makes our guide different from a checklist, isn't it, Adam? It's about understanding your terrain and having confidence to navigate it thoughtfully.
Yeah. It's about giving us a structure and a shared language and the best insights from those who've gone before.
It's a practical framework, and it's distilled from 3 years of evidence gathering, shaped by university wisdom and tested through application.
So it's more of a compass than a destination. It's navigation tools for the hard work ahead, building partnerships, embedding purpose, sharing power, learning systematically.
And that work happens locally, doesn't it? Specific places, specific communities. So our guide, it provides a framework, but the real work happens in implementation.
Which brings us full circle. The answer to that question that we posed right at the beginning is still no. But now we've got the tools to begin cracking it properly. It's not job done. It's here's what we've learned, now the real work begins.
And that's perhaps the most honest and useful answer that we could give. The work continues, but now with better navigation.